Hi, and welcome to this very special episode of the Velocity Sessions, where I have a list of your high velocity questions that I'm going to be answering live here today. Let's cut the intro and then let's get into the velocity questions on Velocity Sessions. We believe that your dreams, goals, and ambitions are too important to push off until tomorrow. And we know that the fire inside of you needs to be unleashed so you can make a difference in people's lives. That's why we want you to create and build your business at warp speed. This is the Velocity Sessions. And welcome to today's Velocity Sessions. I'm your host, Greg Rollett from ambitious.com and the founder of Velocity, the coaching group that helps you to grow your business at warp speed, to move faster and get more done. And today I have a list of your top questions that I've been taking from the emails that I've been getting back, some of the comments in the group, and I decided let's do a Q&A. Let's call it Velocity Questions on Velocity Sessions here today. So let's jump right into the first question that I have today. This comes from Terry, and he wants to know, what are some baseline stats to know if my campaign is working or not? And this is a really good question because you want to make sure that you have some baselines established when you are marketing your business, when you are trying to go out there and maybe spend money on Facebook ads, if you're doing a partnership, if you're doing some kind of a promotion. You want to know, like, hey, is this thing actually working? Should I dump more money, more resources, and more energy into this? Or do I need to cut my losses? Do I need to pivot? Do I need to adapt in what it is that I'm doing? So let's talk about some baseline stats. And first, I want to pull this up because this is really important. This is our Velocity business model. This is how we build all of our, really our business here as an expert-driven business, someone who gets paid based on our expertise. Everyone from financial advisors and real estate agents and healthcare professionals to coaches, consultants, and course creators, is that we have always creating content. Like this video I'm creating right now for you, that is content. There's content that we post on our pages. There's content that we post on Instagram and content that we write for our email list. And that content gets people to maybe to see our ads. Maybe that content drives people into our campaigns. Maybe it gets people just to make a direct offer, or it's talking about our products or services. We also have our ads that drive people into our campaigns, so they see our offers, they buy our products. The more products we sell, the more money we can put into ads and distribution, the more people we get into our campaigns, and we scale our business that way. And so if we look at it this way, this is how we start to establish the baseline for our business. If we're looking at stats, we really need to look back at this and see, all right, well, how much money are we spending on ads? How many people are coming from our ads and getting into our campaigns? How many people are getting into our campaigns and taking us up on our offers? And how many of those people are buying our products? That's going to help us to establish a baseline in our business. And so the first thing, and look, the hard thing about this is that really the true answer to this is that it depends. The problem is, you don't want to hear that it depends. No, you don't want an expert saying like, well, it depends on that. It really does. But let's talk about some actual baseline numbers that I look at in my business that might help you out in your business. So if you're sending traffic to, let's say, a landing page, an opt-in page, a page where you're trying to generate email addresses, where you're trying to maybe get a name and email address in exchange for someone to watch a video that you've created or a free report that you've given them or whatever kind of information you're doing. What I look at that stage is a 20% conversion rate on cold traffic, meaning these are people who don't know who you are. They're a window shopper, and now they're joining your email list. They're getting into your campaigns. So I look at about a 20% benchmark there. If you're getting higher than that, then cool. I might, again, look deeper into the numbers, but start pouring more money, more resources into getting more people into my campaigns. If you're under that benchmark, let's say you're getting a 10% conversion rate, well, then what I would look at is probably adjusting that landing page. I'd probably adapt that landing page, make a stronger headline, make a stronger offer. Maybe they don't want your report. Maybe they don't like your video. Maybe they don't like the title, like something to get that conversion rate where I need it to be. Now, I wouldn't go and change, let's say you're driving people to a webinar. I wouldn't rewrite the entire webinar because they're not opting in to even watch the webinar. So let's only fix the part of the campaign that's actually broken. So 20% is what I look at on the landing page. The next thing to kind of look at is your conversion part. So are you asking people to jump on a call with you? Are you asking for people to buy your product or service? It's like our video planner where we're trying to get people, to give us money to buy our video planner. So what are those kind of conversion numbers? And so what I look at, if I'm trying to get somebody to book a call to schedule a strategy session, what we look at is somewhere around 5 to 10%. So 5 to 10% of people who give us their name and email address. Maybe they go to watch a video and at the end I say, hey, I'd love for you to book a call with us. I'm looking at like a 5 to 10% conversion rate. Now, if you're converting higher than that, dump more resources in. If you're converting lower at that, maybe your conversion mechanism, your video, your report, your funnel, your product launch formula, whatever you're doing isn't converting up to par. So I would look at adapting that. If I was selling a product, I would look at a 1 to 2% conversion. So of the people who opt in, I would look at 1 to 2%. Are they buying your programs? Are they buying your products? Are they buying your services? That is what I would look at to establish baseline stats. So a 20% opt-in rate, 5 to 10% booking calls, 1 to 2% buying a product or service. If you get those baseline numbers, you can then start to adjust. Now, the second piece of this question is that we have to send enough volume into the campaign to make it statistically significant. Because one big problem that I see from most experts is they'll send 8 people into a campaign. Like I sent 8 people to my landing page and it's not working. I'm like, yeah, come back to me when you've sent 80. 500, 1,000 people into that campaign, and then let's look at it. So you can't make snap judgments based on 8 people going to your campaign. Now, the funny thing is sometimes things just work right away. So today, we launched a brand new ad campaign. We spent about $5. We got 1 click. That one person opted in, and that one person that never happens. We also ran a campaign last week where I think we spent like $800, and we had 0 opt-ins. But we had spent enough money at $2 a click. We sent about 1,600 people. We knew something was broken. So you have to send enough people into the funnel to make sure that it is statistically significant. That's the big SAT word of the day to see how it works. So that's question number 1 as you're establishing baselines in your business. And I think that is a really, really big one. Let's go into the second question. And before we do, I am going to tell you a little bit later about Velocity, how you can jump in, how you can join us. And if you stick around to the end of this training, I'm going to share with you 2 very special bonuses that we are giving out just to folks who enroll into Velocity this week. So make sure you stick around to the end to see what those are. So let's jump into the second question here. And this question is one that I get all the time. And it's, hey, Greg, I'm thinking about starting a podcast. Should I launch a podcast or should I do some videos instead? And it's a great question because podcasting is super popular. It is very easy to get into podcasting. All you need is like a microphone, like this, the one that I'm using here, and you can just like talk into it, or you can talk into your phone. You can jump on Zoom and you can invite somebody and you can have a conversation with them. Very low barrier to entry. And you can use amazing tools. Like we use Buzzsprout for our podcast. It's like, I don't know, $10, $20 a month. And it puts our podcast up on Spotify and iTunes and Stitcher and Google and all these different places. Very low barrier to entry. But here's the problem that I see with most people jumping into podcasting is that 1, they don't have a very unique approach to their podcast. They're like, I don't know, I'm just going to start a podcast and I'm going to interview people. That's not a great reason to start a podcast because even though it's a low barrier to entry, there's still a lot of work involved. But the bigger piece is how are you going to market this? And so you got to have a plan for how you're going to market your podcast. The second thing that I don't necessarily like about podcasts, especially as like the first thing that you're going to do to start building traffic and building your business, is that it is not necessarily easy for people to find and discover your podcast. What I mean by that is like people don't go on Google and like search for, how to save for my retirement and a podcast shows up. It's starting to happen a little bit more, but that's not usually the case. And so you need to send direct traffic to your podcast. You have to send maybe an email to your newsletter list and say, hey, a new episode of our podcast is live. Why don't you go check it out? Maybe you need to go on social media and share like, hey, I just interviewed this awesome person on my podcast, go listen to the episode. So you have to direct traffic. So what I consider that is middle of the funnel. Somebody who's already in your world and you want to continue the communication with them. You want to continue nurturing them and building value and sharing cool stuff with them. That's where, to me, a podcast comes into play. If you're looking to build a new audience, a podcast isn't always the best place to play. So I would really consider doing video first. And here are 2 big reasons why. The first is using video, you can be discovered and almost accidentally. If you put in your videos on YouTube, someone can go in YouTube onto the search bar and search for best tips for buying a home in Orlando. And if you've created a video and you've optimized it in the right way, someone can find your video right on YouTube, on, LinkedIn. There is so much organic reach for video right now, meaning you could post your video on LinkedIn. You can tag it correctly for something that's in your field or in your industry, and someone that you don't know can find your video. You can still do that on Instagram with Instagram Explore and hashtags and things of that nature, where on podcasts, that just doesn't exist yet. I think it will, but it doesn't yet. So one is discovery. The second reason I think you should do video before podcasting is advertising. Right now, and I've been talking about this for 2 years now, but even still today, it hasn't changed. You can go put a video up on your Facebook business page and give Mark Zuckerberg a couple pennies, and he will put your video in front of your perfect audience. So if you're a financial advisor and you want to work with people 55 to 65 who live within a couple miles of your hometown, you can just target those people and pay Facebook 1 penny, 2 pennies, 3 pennies to get your video seen just by those people. And you only pay Facebook when those people watch your video. You can also advertise your videos on YouTube. You can also advertise your videos on LinkedIn. And that's going to give you distribution and reach for people to see your programs, to see your services, to see your offers of what you want to do. So for that reason, I really do think that a podcast is step 2 in the content creation, in the brand building, and video should be 1, because you have search and discovery and you have advertising that you don't necessarily have with a podcast. So that is a great question, question number 2 here today. So let's jump into the third question. This is the final question that I have today, and I answered it in email format this morning. So if you read the newsletter, you saw this question. It was a great question. And they were a financial advisor, and they say, is an older person like me wasting my time and money trying to get up to speed with online marketing? And my answer, for professional services, there is still a huge blue ocean out there right now for you to get online and utilize like online marketing practices. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to be an internet marketer, right? Someone who's got upsells and cross-sells and all these things and talking in all these different lingos and languages. But it does mean that you need to understand how to generate leads, how to convert those leads and generate clients online. And there is still a blue ocean, because if you ask 100 financial advisors, CFPs right now in the marketplace, hey, how are you generating consistent leads online? And do you have a system to repeatedly do that over and over and over again? 99 out of 100 are going to say, I have no idea. So that gives you a huge opportunity. And that's not just in financial services. We deal with a lot of folks in financial services, but this also happens in real estate. This also happens in healthcare, chiropractors we've worked with, dentists we've worked with, orthodontists we've worked with, coaches and consultants. So as much as you think people are advertising and marketing professional services, expert-driven businesses online, there is still a huge blue ocean of people who have no idea. And it is of your best interest to discover how to do this and how to do it now. Now is the perfect time, because you still have ad prices that have dipped a little bit due to COVID. And I think it's going to continue to drop. We had an election coming up, so they might fluctuate with a lot of politicians spending money on the platforms. But this is still a very golden opportunity for you to go in and give Facebook, give Google, give TikTok, give Instagram a couple dollars, and they will send you leads. But you need to learn how to do this. You can't just, the problem is a lot of professional services try to just punt this to somebody else. Well, let me just pay an agency to do all of this for us. Well, that agency doesn't necessarily know about your business. They don't know your unique mechanisms and your unique ways of doing things. They don't necessarily understand your selling process. They're going to put you into some cookie cutter funnel, some cookie cutter process, some cookie cutter ads that aren't going to generate the results that you desire. But when you understand, all right, we're going to drive traffic from Facebook. This is who we're going to target. This is the landing page we're going to build. We're going to send them to a video on demand. They're going to watch that, then they're going to book a call with us. Now, you don't necessarily have to build each page and tinker with each little thing. But you do need to understand the actual process. How does online marketing work for me and for my business? You do have to know that. Now, I think that you can learn how to quickly build a landing page using something like ClickFunnels, and go to ambitious.com/ClickFunnels for a free 14-day trial. You can learn something like that. You can learn how to shoot a video like the one that I'm shooting now. I'm using nothing more than the webcam that's on my laptop and a microphone that plugs into my laptop. It's $100 at Best Buy. It's a blue microphone. That's all I'm using to go and broadcast this video and to create a video like this. There's no fancy stuff, no crazy studio. I don't have 8 videographers in here today. It's just me. a webcam, and a microphone. Now you can get fancy and you can do graphics and different things, but really, if it's just you talking to a camera, that's all you need. And so you do need to learn the principles of how this works, because this is how your business is going to work. It's not that you need to learn online marketing and internet marketing and become an internet marketer and become a master media buyer and all these things. I think that but when you go to hire that media buyer, like, hey, I'm looking for this kind of person. We're sending them to this campaign. Here's the conversions. Here's my CPA, right? My allowable cost per acquisition. And you can bring these people into your world. Now you can go hire a media buyer. But most people just like, I need a Facebook ads guy. I need the cheapest Facebook ads guy I can buy. And the Facebook ads guy's cool. Tell me your funnel. Oh, I don't have one. Tell me how much can I spend per conversion? I don't know. When you know these things, you can go to a media buyer and say, hey, I need $20 leads. I need them to come from YouTube. Here's my funnel. Make it happen. And now they have a metric, they have a KPI. And these media buyers now can go out and bring you as many $20 leads. And I'm using that number arbitrarily. Every market's a little bit different, but you do need to understand. And it's not too late. We had somebody who was 74 years old go through our Perfect Campaign class when we did it live like 2 weeks ago. And they built their perfect campaign in 5 days. They got a ClickFunnels account, they got an Infusionsoft account, and they built it out live with me over the course of 5 days. 74 years old. You can do this. I know that you can do this. The thing is, you have to commit to wanting to do this. And yes, you can make it happen. So no, you are not too old to make any of this happen. So let me turn all of these fun things off and tell you a little bit, if you liked some of the stuff that we talked about here today, this is what we talk about in Velocity. And this is the model that we help our clients to utilize in their business. And it all starts with products. We have to make sure that you have a product that the marketplace wants and that you understand your product. Now, for some of you, you're like, I got a product. I'm a financial advisor. I build financial plans, or I'm a real estate agent. I get, I help sellers to get their house onto the marketplace. That's great. But what is the actual product? What's the commission? What's the profit margin? How do we make sure that this product is the product that we can best put out into the marketplace to give us the lifestyle that we want to live? But a product is not the same as an offer. So as we start in that top right corner, now we're going to the bottom right corner. We have to create an offer that makes our product desirable, that gets people to really want our product, because no one wants our product. No one wants a financial plan. They want the benefit, the transformation, the outcome that a financial plan gets them. No one wants your course. They want the result or the transformation that your course brings. They want the bonuses. They want the stack. They want all the things that make your offer irresistible, mouthwatering, salivating, that gets them to run to the back of the room. And yes, even if you're in professional services, you can get people to run to the back of the room to sign up. But you can't do it if you're only sending one email, if you're only putting up one Facebook post every month, if you're not emailing your email list. We have to get people into campaigns. Campaigns is a series of actions, of pieces of content, of videos, of text offers, of things that you've put in place that over time are going to follow up with your marketplace to say, hey, we got this thing and you should check it out. Your campaigns make your offers that get people to get your products. And then the last piece of the equation are your ads. Ads, you could replace ads with distribution, and it's distribution of your campaigns. The more people that you can get into your campaigns, the more people are going to see your offers, the more people are going to buy your products or sign up for your services. The more people that do that, you can dump more resources into more ads and more distribution, which gets more people into your campaigns. We scale this by saying, you know what? We have one campaign that works. Why don't we create a second campaign? So if one campaign is bringing in 10 new leads a week, if we have two campaigns, we could get to 20 leads a week. If we have one ad that's producing 10 new leads every week, well, what if we created a second ad? What if we created a second offer? What if we created multiple products? That is how we scale a business at warp speed, is multiplying and adding to this Velocity business model that you see on the screen. And I love to teach you and help you to implement this Velocity business model into your business. And we have a really easy way for you to learn more and to see if I can coach you to help you to grow your business using the Velocity business model. All you have to do is send the word Velocity. Text the word Velocity to 321-326-9910. Again, that's 321-326-9910. You guys can see it on the screen. I'm going to keep it there for you. And I want to do something special for you this week. So if you text that number and you decide to join Velocity this week, I have two very special bonuses for you this week. The first bonus is that I'm going to hook you up with access to our Perfect Campaign class. This is a $99 class. We had over 50 people enroll in this 2 weeks ago when we went through it. It's now all up in a members area and you can get instant access to it. So no, you won't be there live because we already recorded it, but I'm going to get you access to the Perfect Campaign class. That's one of the bonuses. The Perfect Campaign shows you how to get a new campaign up and running in the next 5 days. So by the end of this week, you can already have a campaign up and running, plug it into this model, start using ads to drive traffic into your campaign, which presents your offer and sells your product. So that is bonus numero 1 if you sign up this week. The second bonus that I am going to do this week, if you enroll in Velocity and whatever payment plan you want to do and all that, totally cool. But if you will allow me to coach you in implementing the Velocity business model, I'm also going to do what I call a funnel blueprint. And so this is really cool. This is where you and we're going to jump on the phone. We're going to talk for somewhere between 30 and 60 minutes, just depends on how intricate your business is. And I'm going to learn all about your business, about how you generate leads, about how you convert those leads, about how your sales process works. And then I am going to create a campaign for you, meaning I'm going to blueprint the campaign. So I'm going to get on my trusty iPad that I don't have in front of me today, and I'm going to draw out the campaign, and I'm going to say, all right, you need to create this landing page, you need to create this sales page, you need to create this video, you need to write these emails, and I'm going to break it down for you, and I'm going to shoot about a 30-minute video walking you through each step of the process, hand you that blueprint, and then once I give it to you, we're going to jump on a follow-up session where we can go over it. Maybe you've built a couple of the pieces and you have questions, and I will help you to implement that plan. Now, the cool thing is in Velocity, you get me to coach you for the next 12 weeks to help you implement all of this stuff. So again, if you're interested in joining Velocity, this week, 2 special bonuses. You get the Perfect Campaign class and you get the funnel blueprint session with me. All you need to do is text the word Velocity to 321-326-9910. You guys can see that on the screen. Myself or my team, it's not always me replying, but sometimes it is, 321-326-9910, and we will get back to you. We'll send you some more information on the program, see if you qualify to join, and we'd love to have you in the program. So last thing that I got for you is if you have a question that you want me to answer on the next Velocity Questions on the Velocity Sessions, just leave a comment with your question below. I plan on going live probably 3-4 times this week, answering your questions. This new Velocity Questions on Velocity Sessions, it was a whole heck of a lot of fun, and we'll do some cool stuff for you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Learn more about Velocity by texting 321-326-9910, and I will talk to you guys next time. Peace out. Thanks so much for checking out this episode of the Velocity Sessions. Please be sure to like this, share this, subscribe, leave a review. We would surely appreciate it. And more importantly, we hope that you use this information to start growing your business at warp speed.